When people remember Raquel Welch, one image usually comes to mind. A young actress standing on a rocky cliff, wearing a fur bikini that instantly became one of the most famous costumes in movie history. For millions of viewers, it looked effortless, glamorous, almost mythical. But the truth behind that legendary image was far less comfortable than it appeared. In fact, Welch later admitted something surprising. She hated wearing it. The moment came in 1966, during the filming of 1,000,000 Years BC. The movie itself was a modest prehistoric adventure filled with dinosaurs and survival scenes. No one expected it to become a cultural phenomenon, but the costume designed by Carl Toms would change everything. At first glance, the outfit seemed simple, just pieces of fur and soft leather stitched together to resemble prehistoric clothing. But simplicity can be deceptive. The bikini was carefully sculpted from deerskin and fur to fit Welch's body perfectly. The goal was realism, something primitive yet visually striking. And visually, it worked. But practically? That was another story. The design had one major problem: it barely stayed on. During filming, the costume constantly slipped out of place. Imagine trying to perform action scenes while worrying that your wardrobe might suddenly fall apart. Welch often had to stop between takes just to readjust the outfit. What audiences saw as confidence was actually careful concentration. And the environment made things worse. Much of the film was shot outdoors in the Canary Islands, and the scenery looked prehistoric and dramatic on camera. In reality, the weather could be brutally cold. Now imagine standing on windy cliffs wearing almost nothing but fur and leather. Welch later revealed that she became seriously ill during production and developed tonsillitis from the freezing conditions. Yet the cameras kept rolling. Despite the discomfort, something remarkable happened. A publicity photo from the film, Welch, standing in that fur bikini with wild hair and a confident stare, spread across magazines and posters around the world. Almost overnight, she became an international sensation. The image turned her into one of the most recognizable faces of the 1960s. But success brought its own complications. Welch later explained that the costume created a strange double-edged sword. On one hand, it launched her career and made her a global star. On the other, it locked her into an image she spent years trying to move beyond. Hollywood often focused more on the costume than on her acting talent. Still, time has a way of reshaping stories. Decades later, that same fur bikini is considered one of the most iconic costumes in cinema history. It appears in museums, documentaries, and lists of the most famous movie outfits ever created. A piece of leather and fur that once frustrated an actress became a permanent symbol of film history. And maybe that's the real lesson behind the story. Sometimes the moments we struggle through, the uncomfortable ones, the ones we wish would end quickly, are the very moments the world remembers forever.